much bullshit. The world is filled with so much bullshit, bullshit, bull. The world is filled with so much bullshit, bullshit, bullshit.
And hi, everybody. This is Mitch Margot, along with Phil Margot and Stan Weissleader, welcoming you to It's Time to Stop the BS. Now, one of the things we like to use to stop the BS is music. So we're going to focus on music a little bit in this segment. We performed last night in Glendale, we being the Tokens, known for The Lion Sleeps Tonight. And we're going to play some of our music today. Here we go. Let's start with this one.
And we have a very special guest as well.
Yes, in the next block.
In the next block, right.
But here we go.
30 years of rock and roll.
Banging my piano, working on a song. Started in my 60s. It's only 3 minutes long. 30 years of rock and roll. 30 years of rock and roll. Touring across the USA. The travelers work, but the show is play. I guess rock and roll is really here to stay. 'Cause I'm still singing away my way. 30 years of rock and roll. 30 years of rock and roll. Mickey's no longer a monkey. Tiny Tim is pretty big. I'm just a clown in a rock and roll circus, and this is the life I did. Come on down to the rock and roll show. Feel the rhythm and let yourself go. Touring across the USA. Travelers work, but the show is play. I guess rock and roll is really here to stay. 'Cause we're still singing away more way. You're my way. 30 years of rock and roll. You're my way. 30 years of rock and roll. You're my way. You're my way.
And did we not have a great time in Glendale last night at the cruise night car
Yes.
show?
Yes, and now it's 50 years of rock and roll.
Now it's
Hard
50 years,
to
right.
believe that recording is already an old recording. But
That's from our album Oldies Are Now, which is available on all of the CD babies and our website, thetokens.com. And that wasn't a commercial, that was just some music.
and at the time, we actually went on a tour called 30 Years of Rock and Roll Tour, and we were with Mickey Dolenz and Tiny Tim, who I mentioned in the song.
Yep.
And we might bring them up again in the next segment when we talk about, with our guests, the tabloids.
Yes.
But we're focusing on music in this segment, and we also aside from the Oldies Are Now album, which you just heard, there's an album we're extremely proud of called Tonight the Lion Dances.
Esta noche el león bailar. Yes.
Esta noche
Say
león
it.
bailar.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and it was a kind of a dream of mine to do some of the Latin records and the songs that were done by artists that I enjoyed when I was a kid, growing up, going to dances, doing the mambo, doing
So
the
it's
cha-cha-cha.
It's a Latin doo-wop dance album.
It is indeed,
and it's really very good.
and yes, muy bueno, and yeah, thank you. And one of the things about it that particularly thrills me is that when we around the time we had the Lion Sleeps Tonight, maybe a year or two later, we wanted to do La Bamba, and so we did a recording of La Bamba, which I didn't really think was that good. It wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to really do a Latin version of it, and what we came up with was some kind of a really milk toasty
Contrivance.
right?
Yeah.
Thanks, rather than a record. And like in everything else, in all art forms, and when you do it real, it's good. When you contrive it and kibitz and try to fit it and stick it and do it, it turns out to be crap. Anyway, we did a recording of La Bamba for the Esta Noche album, of which I am greatly proud.
Me too.
And I'd like you to hear it. We did it as a salsa, and it's never been done that way. And here it is, La Bamba.
Para bailar la bamba, se necesita una poca de gracia, pa' mi patilla, arriba y arriba, ay arriba y arriba, ponte seré. Yo no soy marinero, soy capitán. Baila la bamba, baila la bamba, baila la bamba, baila la bamba. Para bailar la bamba se necesita una poca de gracia, pa' mi patilla, arriba y arriba. Para bailar la bamba se necesita una poca de gracia, pa' mi patilla, arriba y arriba, ay arriba y arriba, ponte seré. Baila la bamba, baila la bamba, baila la bamba, baila la bamba, baila.
I wish we made it that way then. That was our good friend on guitar, Rudy Guess,
Who was the engineer on the Tonight the Lion Dances album, and
who we miss greatly.
the late Rudy Guess. He was great.
Yes.
Great. And we had a great time. It's one of the albums we're very proud of, and for some reason it's still more or less a secret, but if you go look it up on Amazon, you'll see that the people who have it love it.
Yes.
And it's full of wonderful, not just Latin stuff, but we did like
We did
everybody
When You
loves the
Dance.
cha-cha-cha when you dance.
All right, we did some good stuff.
And
There's
some
really
original
good stuff
music
on it.
things as well as the title cut "Tonight the Lion Dances," which is a fun song, and as well as there are some other albums that are also a secret. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this show, is to tell people about "Tonight the Lion Dances," "Cross Country," which is another album we did, and the Intercourse album. Now, Stan,
Stan,
We've been doing
when
this
I
show
hear
for
you,
months.
I should have listened to my mother and kept up with those piano lessons.
well, I don't know, but
Should
I,
have
I
done
don't
that.
know.
Anyway, but you've wanted to interview us all season since we've been doing the show, so go ahead,
No,
ask us a
you
few
guys
questions.
interview yourselves. Come on, nobody can interview you guys like you guys interview
I have a
you
good
guys.
idea, though. Since we have a few minutes left over in this segment, you have some commentary for us? You got something for us?
Well, all I know is about your particular group. Everybody knows your hit, mega hit.
Yes.
Everybody.
The Lion
Sleeps
I could
Tonight.
mention the name
Yes.
of the group. Oh, maybe they heard of it. I'll mention the names of you guys. Oh, they never heard of them. I mention your mega hit. They know it as well as they do Jingle Bells or God Bless America.
Yep.
Everyone. I've never met one person yet that did not know your mega hit.
Right.
Which is why we experimented with a stage show called Everyone Knows the Lion Sleeps Tonight. Yes.
Everyone, more than everyone. I've yet to find somebody who never heard it.
And we've heard some amazing tales of the lion over the years.
Which
People
we-
who come up to us on tour and tell us things that are hard to believe. Like this guy comes over practically crying. You guys got me through Nam, he said. You
Well,
know,
no, but the thing was, he was this huge guy. Was about 6'5". He was a giant, and he kept looking at me all while we were singing, while we were performing. And we usually end our show with "The Lion Sleeps Tonight." And he finally walked over to me, and he looked menacing.
You thought he
And
was going to hit you.
Right, and he grabbed me in his arms and picked me up like I was a child, and he had tears in his eyes. He said, "You guys helped get me through Nam." You know,
And then
I
there
mean-
was this woman who told us about they had a child who was ill in the hospital and in a coma.
Yeah,
And
I
they
don't know.
brought in-
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what to believe or not, but they brought in a radio, and The
And
Lion Sleeps Tonight
the
came
kid
on,
came out of
and
the
the
coma?
kid comes out of the coma. Yeah,
Well,
people
yeah.
tell us stories like that. Yes, it's unbelievable.
Oh, all kinds.
So
of
you guys
stories.
are doing what Jesus Christ did.
I don't know. Oh, really? What he allegedly
Well-
did. You know, I don't know if he. I don't know if he worked with comas. I don't know. I don't. You know. I don't know anything.
But
about that.
it's remarkable the impact of that record and how it still grows in popularity around the world, and we're very thrilled to be a part of.
But he was a liberal. You know,
Jesus.
Jesus was. I'm saying. you know.
I thought he was a conservative.
No, I don't think so.
Hey,
well,
hey,
let's look at it.
I'm only kidding.
He was a champion of the weak. He fed the poor. He fed the lepers. He said, "Take care of those among you that need help." And that sounds like a liberal to me.
He was also Jewish, therefore he had to be a liberal.
That's right. So what is all this about the right wing wanting to ban everything from everybody except what they have? You know. Anyway, but that's another story. That's another segment. I think the one thing about The Lion Sleeps Tonight is we both believe that we're both very lucky to have been associated with it.
Yes,
it's a
absolutely.
wonderful piece of work, and we were very.
It
proud of
amazes
it.
me. I was a big fan of the Miriam Makeba recording of Wimoweh when I was younger. I
Yeah.
used to listen to that
It
over and
was
over
on
and over
the
again.
Harry Belafonte album. It was a Harry Belafonte.
Listen, guys, do we have a
producing
guest
album.
waiting in the wings? Not yet?
Not yet, not yet.
Okay, they're getting her ready.
Oh, good. They're getting the guest ready.
Yes,
so,
for our next block.
All right,
and
so-
we will introduce her with a cut from the Intercourse album.
Yes. Yes,
but,
we will.
which is a very nice album. Don't let the title mislead you. It's not porn.
Well, do we have time for another song now, or all right? So we're gonna take
we got
a
1
break?
minute.
We got one. I don't know what you're saying.
He says we have 1 minute.
Oh, we have
1
1
minute.
minute. Oh, okay. Well,
1 minute to kill.
1 minute. Well, we're not going to kill it. We're going to just wound it a little. Here comes the
Oh,
music.
yeah.
Anyway,
By the way,
All right.
this instrumental section is from the Cross Country song on the Cross Country album.
yeah. Well, yeah. Is that from? Yeah, right.
It's Bob
It is.
Mann playing the guitar.
Yes. We had the.
Hey,
good
I
fortune
got
to
questions
work
for
with
you
some
guys.
great
Did either
musicians.
one of you take piano lessons when you were kids?
Mitch-
Yes, I
Mitch
did.
did.
I
You
took some
did,
piano
okay.
lessons. But
Mitch
let's just
did.
listen to Bob Mann play.
Getting life insurance can be a pain. You're busy,
You don't have time for a long, tedious process of comparing rates and checking out insurance providers. You want professional information from a life insurance specialist. And that's the Matloff Company, headed by Elliot Matloff. Whether you're a mogul or simply the average person down the street, Elliot Matloff, with over 30 years of experience, has the answers to your questions. His clients range from attorneys and CPAs to executives, professional athletes, entertainment industry personalities, and small and large businesses. Elliot will find you the best rates. He'll prepare a yearly update to ensure you have the best coverage for your changing lifestyle and needs. Call Elliot Matloff today at 1-800-468-4467. Again, that's 1-800-468-4467. Don't delay. Call Elliot today.
Called the Oprah of radio by her listeners, award-winning host Dr. Pat Baccili is blowing the doors off of traditional talk radio. Get ready for an energizing delivery and powerful interviews with leaders in the field of human potential. Dr. Pat's fresh, new perspective on living life full out has catapulted her show to the top of talk radio. Tune in and Dr. Pat will help you thrive instead of merely survive. Visit thedrpatshow.com.
Listen to Dr. Pat, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern on CRN.
Time's running out. You're maxed out on your credit cards. The collection calls are coming every day, and now you're 2 payments behind on your mortgage. Every time you turn on the radio, there's some cheerful couple telling you how they got out of debt overnight. Their stress is gone, and everything's just wonderful. Come on. The truth is, what sounds too good to be true is too good to be true. Banks don't build skyscrapers so you can walk in and settle your credit card debt for pennies on the dollar. You need real help, and you need it now. Not bankruptcy. That should be your last choice. We're Credit Card Relief, and we've been helping people just like you for nearly a decade. We're the only attorney-driven program dedicated to helping you get out of debt in months instead of years, saving you thousands, and without risking your family home. We know what we're doing, and we don't make promises we can't keep. The consultation is free, and the relief is real.
800-981-7595. 800-981-7595. 800-981-7595.
CRN Digital Talk is celebrating 30 years on the air, and to commemorate, we're publishing our quarterly online magazine, complete with lifestyle articles, recipes, and travel tips from network hosts like Dr. Parthenia Grant, Carell, and Michael Horn. To find out how to sign up and get your own copy of the magazine, visit our website at crntalk.com or our Facebook page at facebook.com/CRNtalk.
I know that it says it all right there on the bathroom wall. Means as much as any book. I think I'm gonna have a look. Yeah, people have so much to say. I can't think of a better way. See the many shades of pink. What a place to sit and think, yeah.
And welcome back to It's Time to Stop the BS on 1-800-336-2225. Give us a call.
Hey, Art, any more commercials? No? Good. It's Time to Stop the BS is in certain ways a news program. Our very special guest today writes the news. Well, maybe not by everyone's definition of the news, but nevertheless, it is news. Most of you never heard of her, but I can guarantee that you've seen her work and maybe you've read her work. Barbara Sternig, our guest today, was a staff reporter for the National Enquirer for 20 years and has written a book about her experiences entitled My 20 Years on the National Enquirer's Hollywood Beat. That came out about 10 years ago. Now she is updating it and enlarging it so that we can get an even better view of what she did and what she wrote. Barbara, say hello to our listeners.
Welcome.
Well, thank you very much, and hello to everybody. And actually, the book's title is Secrets of a Tabloid Reporter, and the subtitle is about the 20 years on the Enquirer's Hollywood Beat. Mm-hmm. But so it's full of secrets, that's for sure. Not secrets that you read in the Enquirer, but the secrets behind those stories. In other words, what I'm doing is I'm telling how an Enquirer reporter gets those stories. At least how we used to.
Well, whatever made you get into this field?
Well, that's really kind of a funny thing, because I never intended to become a celebrity reporter. When I was growing up, I wasn't even really a movie magazine aficionado. I didn't really pay much attention to it. However, when I moved to Hollywood, I kind of fell into a job with Rona Barrett writing her television broadcast. When it was syndicated on Metro Media Television, we were way across the country in about 60 or 70 stations, and every day we presented, this is in the early 70s, a 3-minute Hollywood report. It was long before Entertainment Tonight. It was before any of the TV tabloids that are so omnipresent everywhere today. But that's how I really got into it. I really started out as a news writer at KFWB Radio here in Los Angeles, and one of the executives of that station was married to a lady who worked for Rona, who had been shifted to another position editing the Rona's magazine, and so the television writing job was open, and he kind of knew my style of writing from KFWB news stories, and so he told Rona about me before he even told me about her.
Wow.
So that's how it happened.
Did you take journalism in college, or?
Yes. Okay. I have a journalism degree from Marquette University.
Okay, sure.
So we were mentioning that we toured with Tiny Tim, and he was a huge fan of the tabloids and was convinced that at least 75% of what they wrote was true. What is your take on that?
Well, you just asked in a sideways manner the most asked question of any Enquirer reporter, and the question is any of that stuff true? That is a question I heard my entire career at the Enquirer. And so that's really kind of why I sat down to write this book, because in the book, in fact, on the cover of the book, I say, find out at last, is any of that stuff true?
Right.
And the next most asked question, how do you get that stuff? So that is actually what Secrets of a Tabloid Reporter is about. And yes, in answer to the question, certainly it is. Otherwise, the Enquirer would not exist anymore. It would be sued off the stands.
You're saying it's 100% true.
Well, what I'm saying is that the basis of every single story, it just has to be factual. People don't understand what Enquirer reporters are put through in the way of verification. You can't put any item on the air that hasn't been independently verified by 2 reliable sources. And, when I was working there, we used to use tape recorders to tape our sit-down interviews, and even when we were just out in the field and interviewing sources, we had to put our tapes into the research department, which, by the way, had been hired away in toto, 100% of the staff of Time Magazine's.
Okay, we have to take a break right here.
Okay.
But we'd love to keep you with us if you don't mind.
Yeah,
sure.
Don't go away, Barbara.
Don't go away. It's time to stop the BS. 800-336-2225.
We'll be right back.
And our website is
thetokens.com.
No, that's thetokens.com, but weekly bullshit.
Attention business owners, if your company is having trouble paying its bills, there are many ways your creditors can hurt you. They start by calling you at work, then at home. Then they call other family members that guaranteed payment. They can sue you, take your assets, freeze your bank accounts, and threaten your very way of life. If you don't handle these matters properly, you could lose everything. The good news is that you don't have to live like this anymore. Corporate Turnaround has helped thousands of small business owners reduce their debts and buy them the time they needed to pay their creditors. Rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau, Corporate Turnaround will immediately go to work handling your most difficult debts and keep your creditors from putting you out of business. The call is free and so is our consultation. That's right, we'll provide you with expert advice right now absolutely for free as part of this special radio promotion. Visit us now at profitfromdebt.com or call 1-800-505-3894, 1-800-505-3894, 1-800-505-3894.
The Trees, an epic novel by Stan Weisleiter, told in the Godfather fashion, with 2/3 of the book taking place in Las Vegas and describing the transition from the mob to Howard Hughes to corporate America. This book is Las Vegas. Jim Santangelo from the International Brotherhood of Teamsters said, I didn't grow up in New York or Las Vegas. I grew up in Jersey City, but I know everyone in this book. I loved it. Hal Rothbart, publisher, says, I wish I had written it. The Trees by Stan Weisleiter.
Here's the no-cost solution to weight loss. Google Woman's World, the slimming new water cure. The water cure made front cover 5 times through 2010. Read how stars like Reba McEntire and Finola Hughes and others had their lives change. Joy Bacon of Hamlin, PA said, I tried the water cure and in 6 weeks my type 2 diabetes disappeared. My blood sugar dropped 50 points in 40 minutes. And in 5 months I lost 70 pounds. The water cure made a new person of me. Because we value money more than people, we perpetuate high-profit problems. The news media and Democrat and Republican leaders have no interest in this free solution that could save countless lives and cut about $170 billion a month off health costs. Google Alan Osman Water Cure. Google Alan Osman Water Cure. See what he's been telling his fans about the water cure. Google Paul Harvey Water Cure. Read the amazing water cure stories that he wrote. We don't have a healthcare system. We have a wellness prevention system. Otherwise, the whole world would be doing the water cure, and maybe all nations would be more concerned about helping each other rather than hurting each other. Paid by Connie and Bob Butts.
A Killer of Lions by Stan Weisleiter. There were 4 squadrons of black fighter pilots during World War II that had to fight 2 air forces in order to gain recognition, the Luftwaffe and the U.S. Army Air Corps. The HBO special and the recent attempt at a full-length feature film do not come close to the full and true story of these brave men. They were not ball players, they were not rap singers, they were fighter pilots and American heroes in the truest sense. A Killer of Lions by Stan Weisleiter.
Attention business owners. Did you know that over 50% of people who search for a local business are doing it on their mobile device? If your business doesn't have a website designed for mobile viewing, then you're missing out on a huge amount of new customers. The good news is that ABI Hosting is now giving away a free mobile website with every annual business plan. That's right. Sign up with ABI today, and we'll include a mobile version of your website absolutely for free. This doesn't replace your current website. It's an additional version optimized for mobile viewing that you can also edit and further customize. It's loaded with high-tech features, including click-to-map and the popular click-to-call feature, which makes it even easier for mobile users to find you.
Is this item in stock?
I'd like to make a reservation. To learn more, call now.
1-800-769-0887. That's 1-800-769-0887. Get your free mobile website now. Again, 1-800-769-0887. That's 1-800-769-0887.
The news, here come the news. Now don't you snooze to the news. It's alive, everything's alive. So don't you snooze to the news.
Hi, and welcome back. We're talking with Barbara Sternick, who is an author and a former reporter, 20 years worth, for the National Enquirer Hollywood Beat. Stan, you wouldn't...
Yeah, Barbara, you know, the other day I was at the checkout line. It was slow. I'm waiting, and I look at your publication. Well, not your publication, but these guys that you write for or did write for, and I see sometimes outrageous headlines. I pick up real quick because I'm not ready to go through the line yet, and I want to see how much can I read about this particular story before I come up. And I can never find the story that relates to the headline. Going through it, where did they hide it? And if I find it, sometimes there's no relation between the headline and the story.
Well, that's kind of been a problem. Sometimes the headline can be very sensational, and the story doesn't bear it up. But you know what you can do to find the stories more easily? Get out of line and just drive your cart through the aisles while you're reading. You know, that's the newest.
No, headlines like
is John Boehner pregnant with an alien child?
Oh well, you know, now you're talking about the Wacky World News, not the Enquirer.
Yeah, but if it's not that far, it's like, is John F. Kennedy having an affair with so and so? it's a question. It's not a statement.
Well,
so
I think I mean,
you
I'm
couldn't
not,
get nailed for that. You know, they can't. They can't.
Sometimes they ask the question, but they don't
Really
make it as
answer
an
it.
accusation.
You know, they beg the question, but it's not an accusation. And I had a direct involvement with the Inquirer, a little tiff back about I don't know, in the 80s, I think it was.
Yeah, Barbara, did you write that story about Phil?
No, it wasn't about me. I was handling an entertainer, and there was an out of wedlock child, and so on and so forth. And I had to deal with the Inquirer on it because they wanted, they kept calling my office and asking me.
Well, but they knew about it, didn't they? Yeah, there's.
Well, it wasn't a secret. I mean, the hospitals have records, But the fact of the matter is that I was able to. I simply said yes, it's true. So,
okay, that's good.
and then you know what? It was with the story that Stan was talking about. It was on the back somewhere underneath, behind the advertisement. Because I told them the truth and they knew it.
Mm-hmm.
So they stopped digging and they just printed what they thought they had.
Well, a lot of celebrities actually use the Enquirer to their own advantage. Certain celebrities loved the National Enquirer and used to call us with their scoops because they figured they'd get 25 million readers.
Right, and Men in Black use it as actual.
I could tell you one that
use it as a source of information.
One time.
Well, a lot of people do.
No. Did you see the movie Men in Black?
Oh yes, and now
there's
I know
a big thing
about.
where he's reading the Inquirer, and that's where they get their information.
That's called product placement.
Right, exactly.
Did you guys know that Tom Cruise, when he's going to appear someplace, he will call them ahead of time?
Oh, Tom Cruise is not the only one. Madonna. I remember this one in particular. There was a lot of cute little baby boutiques on Robertson Drive in Beverly Hills, and there was one particular boutique that Madonna used to go into when she was having her children, and she used to have the owner of the boutique call the National Enquirer. It wasn't Madonna calling; she had the owner call and alert the paparazzi and the Enquirer that she was there, so that there would be a crowd of publicity hounds outside the boutique when she came out. And that, it's kind of hypocritical, really, when they complain about this stuff, because so many of them actually tipped off the paper privately or secretly.
Hypocrisy is a national
Phil, when are you appearing
really
next?
Is.
You guys are doing a concert in Beverly Hills on Thursday,
Beverly
right?
Hills, yes.
Yeah, maybe we should call the paparazzi and the National Enquirer and have them come down.
Tell them I'm going to be there with my 8 grandchildren? I mean, what are you going to tell? I got nothing to tell them. I got nothing weird about my life.
Well, have a secret source call if you're going to do that.
Barbara, just mention your book again. Tell us where it can be gotten and so on and so forth.
Secrets of a Tabloid Reporter is the name of the book. It is available on Amazon.com. And that's where you can find it. And there's a lot of really interesting stuff in there. My favorite chapters are about Frank Sinatra. I covered Frank Sinatra copiously during my career there. He was our publisher's favorite celebrity. And so I was the only female reporter at the National Enquirer when I joined the paper, and he just thought a girl could get next to Frankie more efficiently than a guy could.
He was probably right. Is that true?
He was right, because you have to read, there's 2 incredible chapters in there where I was, the thing was, Sinatra never knew I was a reporter, but I infiltrated his inner circle, and just by feminine wiles, and I had to make a pretty quick escape at the very end. Otherwise, I was going to have to do the what kind of payoff.
Well, wait a minute. I have a question.
Wait a minute. Let's know.
This question leads into that, Barbara. I'm going to ask you this. I don't know if anyone ever has, but here it comes, okay?
Yes.
Is there anything going on in your life that would interest the readers of the National Enquirer?
Oh, my God. Well, you know what? All I can say is during my tenure there certainly were quite a few little incidents that could have made the paper if they hadn't remained under wraps. That is true. At the moment, I really can't come up with anything that I think the National Enquirer would be too interested in.
So you live a dull life?
I live a prosaic life. I've just finished writing another book, actually, and I've had my head down on that one for many months.
What could you tell us about Sinatra?
Well, Frank Sinatra was, as I say, he was Generoso Pope Jr.'s favorite celebrity. You have to read the book to find out. Into the Spider's Web is the name of the chapter. And the henchman that I kind of got next to, because he noticed me in an elevator going up to the restaurant where Sinatra was dining and invited me to their table, his name was Spider. And so his web, he kept on talking about his web, and of course he was the one that got me to the.
And it's funny because when I traveled to New York and I went to hotels like the Pierre especially. Sinatra was in the bar there, sitting there by himself.
Oh, sure.
He would be and
the Sherry Netherland too.
Yeah, the Sherry Netherland, right? Yep. He would just be, and in Hollywood also. I saw him a few times at some of the watering holes in Hollywood. So I saw him and Dean Martin in the what was the name of the one on? I can't remember.
You mean Dino's Lodge?
No. There was a regular restaurant.
In L.A.
On Sunset Boulevard near Doheny. Hamburger Hamlet or something.
Oh yeah, the Hamburger Hamlet.
Yeah,
remember the old.
Yes, and they were.
The old Cock and Bull used to be across the street there too, where Jack Webb always dined.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just would see them. I never went over to bother them.
They were out and about. Those people.
It was amazing. They would just show up in public.
All the celebrities used to be out and about. Not anymore.
Well, I know. Well, I don't know why.
We have 30 seconds left.
We have to go. But Barbara, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
It was a pleasure to listen to you. I know you are a very educated person, and it's delightful to talk to you.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure, and I hope everybody will enjoy the book "Secrets of a Tabloid Reporter" if they have a chance to go to Amazon.
Is it on Kindle as well?
No, it isn't, but it's going to be.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Will the new book have the same title?
Thank you, Barbara.
Getting life insurance can be a pain. You're busy. You don't have time for a long, tedious process of comparing rates and checking out insurance providers. You want professional information from a life insurance specialist. And that's the Matloff Company, headed by Elliot Matloff. Whether you're a mogul or simply the average person down the street, Elliot Matloff, with over 30 years of experience, has the answers to your questions. His clients range from attorneys and CPAs to executives, professional athletes, entertainment industry personalities, and small and large businesses. Elliot will find you the best rates. He'll prepare a yearly update to ensure you have the best coverage for your changing lifestyle and needs. Call Elliot Matloff today at 1-800-468-4467. Again, that's 1-800-468-4467. Don't delay. Call Elliot today.
Want a home security system, but you're not sure which monitoring company to choose? Consider this. Unlike cable and other providers who are new to home security, ADT has been helping protect homes for more than 100 years. Plus, ADT has multiple monitoring centers in the United States, so you can be sure your service will never be interrupted. And now you can get an ADT monitored system worth $850 for free. Just pay a $99 installation charge and monthly monitoring for less than $2 a day. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer today. Call toll-free 866-669-8954. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms. Why choose anyone but the nation's home security leader to protect your home? Call now, 866-669-8954. That's 866-669-8954. 866-669-8954.
Hello, just a thought. You're just a thought. Are you here to confuse me or amuse me? If you're here to amuse me, then maybe I will write you down. Write you down. Hello, just a thought, just a crazy thought. You know I can't erase you or completely replace you, but
back, and that's Just a Thought from the Cross Country album, which is The Tokens under another name. And
that's
it's an album
Mitchie-
we're very proud of. Go on.
Mitchie singing. Yes, you're singing the lead on that
And
one?
again, if you look it up on Amazon, you'll see how the people who have purchased it love it. It's getting very favorable reviews, and it's one of our nicest works that we ever did together.
And I have a thought. I received in the mail this week a notice from Chase that I can choose to get out of the or opt out of the them using my private information for their benefit.
To give it to other businesses.
To give it to
share it with others.
And I can say, no, please do not share personal and financial information with your affiliated companies. No, please do not share personal and financial information. Personal and financial. See, here it says personal and financial information with outside companies you contact to provide financial products and services. Okay, so every year they send you this form. Most people don't do anything. They throw it away because it comes in a little thing in the package with your bill or whatever.
And it looks like advertising.
Yeah, and it looks like nonsense. And so you toss it out. But what it is that they really ride roughshod over us because it shouldn't be that way. We shouldn't have to opt out. They should have to come to us and say, would it be all right if we use your stuff? And if we didn't answer them, then they can't, you see.
Yeah,
the idea that they can just do it.
Pure BS.
And every year we have, and every year they do it every year. We can't opt out forever. We can only opt out for a year. So
and
next
that's
year
called BS, guys.
You damn right.
Slimy as could be.
Damn right.
Slimy Chase.
And I think, and corporate America has its way with us like we are $2 hookers. They really do. They really do, and I resent
if we're $2 hookers, that makes them the pimp.
Right. Well, that makes them the pump. But the fact of the matter is that I cannot stand it that we have to go through acrobatics. And you know what? They send you this form.
Say the name of the bank.
Wait. Here's the chutzpah. On the form, at this place where the stamp goes, it says, place stamp here. Post office will not deliver mail without proper postage. F you MF people.
Say the name of that bank. I think our
this
listeners
is Chase.
should.
But they're all the same. Chase, all the big banks are riding roughshod over the people. They have no respect for us. They treat us like crap, and our Congress and our leaders are doing nothing to protect us. They stink because they're being paid off with money to be elected. Lobbyists. It's the lobbyists again. They have got this country cannot survive this. It cannot survive this.
I think we need a law to totally disallow lobbyists.
I think we have a law to totally disallow corporations.
Pushing it
getting
too far.
so big. No, we used to have an antitrust law that kept corporations from being too big to fail. Now they are too big to fail and too big to kill. They're just too big. If Chase goes out of business, what happens to the country? The economy collapses. That we're like, America. It's another thing. If you can't cancel a credit card, if you want to cancel a credit card, it costs you credit. Who made that one up? Who made that one up? What kind of ninny? So now you have a credit card bill. You're with American Express. They charge you $135 a year for your card. Now they raise the price to $300. Go ahead, quit. It'll screw you. It'll screw up your credit. So now they got us. It's like extortion. When does it end? When does the government come in and protect our asses? When?
They don't.
Well, we bet that no, they can. We have to get angry. Do you hear the anger in my voice? Urgh.
I can tell.
You angry? That'll be the day.
Isn't that something to get angry about?
Well, let me.
You're being cornholed.
Okay. Hold on a sec. I got something you could be angry about. Our studio that we broadcast from every week here is located in Sunland. Okay? Sunland, California. Last week I had to get some gasoline, and I noticed that gasoline here in Sunland is anywhere from 10 to 20 cents more per gallon than in L.A. Why is that? Well, if you ask the gas companies, they say that because they have to truck it here. Well, what about when they truck it to Las Vegas? There's a 75 cents difference between Vegas and Sunland. And it's not the taxes. So do I get a whiff of gasoline or is it a whiff of BS?
It's not a whiff. It's a tornado. Anyway, we'll be right back to say goodbye. It's been a pleasure to Yeah, and also our guest was wonderful, Barbara Sternick. It was terrific.
We'll come back and we'll talk a little bit about the Intercourse album, and we'll go out with a song from that album.
Yes, that's a good idea. And this is the Safaris Wipeout.
So we're going to talk about Dandy Don's Ice Cream Sundae Bar in a Box. The Sundae Bar in a Box is $149.95. What that is 25 ice cream sundaes and all the toppings, all shipped to you with dry ice overnight. And you can have your own sundae bar. 25 scoops of ice cream, and you choose the flavors. 10 toppings, which is hot fudge, hot caramel, strawberry, marshmallow, whipped cream, stem cherries, rainbow sprinkles, chocolate sprinkles, peanuts, almonds, M&Ms, Oreos, granola, chopped up sugar cones. How do you get it? You go online to dandydons.com, DANDYDONS.com, and click on Ice Cream Sundae Bars. Like I said, you can pick your own ice cream flavors. Choose your own ice cream flavors. And what does it cost? $149.95 plus shipping. Go to dandydons.com and order it. DANDYDONS, Dandy Don's homemade ice cream. Bye.
This is Mitch Margot of The Tokens with a public service announcement about reducing illiteracy. With the help of my son Damien, I have created a unique online reading tool, www.margotreader.com. It teaches the fundamentals of reading, and it is easy to use. Roll over to here, click on to spell. It's that simple. www.margotreader.com. Teach someone to read. It's free.
Attention small business owners. Growing your business can be tough. Just when you thought you were making money, you found out that you owe the government money. And now that you owe the IRS their cut of your business profits, you may be broke. And if you don't take things seriously, you could go to jail or have your business shut down. But you do have an option. If the IRS is threatening you for unpaid taxes, call the Tax Resources Network. Their tax professionals and ex-IRS agents have over 23 years of experience dealing with the IRS, saving business owners and the self-employed millions in tax dollars. Let us negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. We may be able to reduce your tax debt for a lot less than you owe, help with the IRS audit, and even criminal investigations. If your business owes the IRS $15,000 or more and the IRS is threatening you, don't wait and let your business get shut down or worse. Call for a free consultation. Call 800-910-4980. 800-910-4980. That's 800-910-4980. Again, 800-910-4980.
Someday there'll be a cure. Someday we won't lose the people we love. But when is someday? Someday is today. Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, hundreds of thousands diagnosed with blood cancer are today living a normal life. We're making cures happen. Join us. Call 888-HELP-LLS. Go to LLS.org. Help us reach today sooner.
And in and out in and out in and out
And that is a mini cut from the Intercourse album, one of the projects we did back in the 60s, which we played all the instruments on and wrote all the songs and did it ourselves. A very original piece of work, and it's one of the secrets of the Tokens. It's out there. Again, if you looked it up on Amazon, you would see that it gets a lot of praise from the people who have purchased it, and it's an album we're very proud of, even though it's still kind of a secret.
And the title is not meant in the meaning of intercourse.
It's not the sexual intercourse. It's social intercourse.
It's a social intercourse between people, although you did play in and out, which...
Well, because we needed an in.
Right, and an out. I know, and we should just use the out, but in and out, is the only thing on the album I think that had anything to do with that kind of motion. But otherwise, it has to do more with people to people, which is very important today. So we're very proud of that album as well.
But maybe it could be used as a hamburger commercial.
Well, maybe we should set
in and out. Yes.
We should send it to them. You're right.
You never know.
You know, and I know that some of the people there. They're very nice people. Hey, Stan, you got some news for us at all? Anything?
Well, how much time do we have left?
Well, you got 60 seconds.
60 seconds. Oh, my God.
Go ahead.
Well, then we're
60 seconds.
Hey, they used to do the whole news in 60 seconds.
Well,
why don't we just thank everybody for listening and let them know that the cut that's coming up, as well as In and Out, is also from the Intercourse album.
Whoa, hey, I got something that we could squeeze in 60 seconds or
You don't
less.
have 60 anymore.
45 seconds.
Go ahead.
What's the name of our program? It's time to stop the BS, right? Okay, what is exactly BS? A BS is a lie. And do you know that everyone lies? Who lies? Everyone
we all
lies.
do.
Okay? At one time or another. But you know what? Lies mean nothing. BS means nothing unless it is a cooperative act. In other words, the BSer and the BSE have to be in tune with each other. In other words, lies and BS by themselves are totally powerless unless you agree to believe it.
Right. So
Think about it.
Careful what you believe.
But what about the people who are very vulnerable to that?
We're going to leave you with this cut.
Well,
it's called
some people believe more than others.
And Some People Sleep.
Some people sleep to the sound of the steam in the pipes. Good night, sleep well. Good night, sleep well. Some people sleep to the sound of the waves on the shore. Good night, sleep well. Good night, sleep well. Some people sleep to the sound of the falling bombs. Good night, sleep well. Good night, sleep.
It's Time to Stop the BS is a production of TBG International and Three Guys from Brooklyn. For information about sponsorship opportunities, contact Malcolm Berman at tbginc@msn.com or 818-687-2784.
Around the CRN studios, we pride ourselves on being